Good morning. My name is Stephanie, and we are at Brain Training for Parkinson's with PD Active. Today, we are continuing our series. Is today the last? No, we have two more, today and next week. Our series on balance training. And just to recap what balance training is in my book, it's not necessarily a single leg, standing on one leg and seeing how long you can balance, but balance has all of these other components that go into it, like vestibular, how you sense the horizon and sense levelness, how you can sense your limbs, your reaction time. If someone bumps into you, how quickly can you react to that and catch your balance, weight shifting. And then we have also talked about ankle mobility and accommodation, which goes along with sort of that reaction and weight shifting. So if someone bumps into you and you start to flex in your ankles, how far can your ankles accommodate before you sort of trip over your own body? Or if you're walking on an uneven surface, how well do your ankles and feet accommodate for that uneven terrain? So again, lots of components that go into balance training, and I just listed those off very quickly. We've talked about that in previous classes. Today, we are going to start on the floor. We had a special request for sort of loosening up the body before we get into the balance, the upright balance training. So I'm going to pull in some of these other components that are involved in balance training just on the floor. So if you aren't already on the floor, go ahead and bring it down here. We will start on our backs. And if you are here before everyone else, just start with your knees bent and your feet flat. This is called a hook lying position. And we're going to let the knees fall from one side to the other. Do your best to try to keep your shoulders relatively flat on the ground as your legs move from right to left. And I want you to bring your attention to your feet. What are your feet doing in this movement? Can you feel yourself working from one edge of your foot, maybe across the flat part, and then over to the other edge of the foot? So right there, we're building that brain map of what are our feet doing? How do they articulate and accommodate with the ground? Good. Go ahead and bring it back to the center. So your knees are up towards the ceiling. We're going to take your left foot and sort of turn it off to the side. So you're going to be on the left edge of your foot. Let your left knee fall out to the side as well. We're going to keep the left edge of the foot on the floor and just lift and lower the knee. So you're sort of, you're going to be stretching the lateral ankle, the side of your ankle bone here, in sort of a non-invasive, non-harsh way here. Press your foot down into the floor as you pull the knee up. Good. You also get a little inner thigh work. Why not? Beautiful. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So your left foot will plant, your right foot go on the edge of your right foot, and then let the knee fall in and out. But you're trying to stay on the left edge of your foot even when the knee comes inward. Great. Let's go ahead and bring one knee in towards your chest and grab behind your thigh. The other leg, if it's comfortable on your back, let's straighten it out. I know that my foot went off the frame. So with that bottom foot, the leg that's on the ground and straight, we're going to flex the foot and point the foot. Sorry, flex would be toes to your nose and then pointing your foot. Now, if you can pair that with the leg that you're holding towards your chest, go ahead and do both feet at the same time. So point, flex, point, and flex. When you're pointing, I want you to try to get those ballerina toes. So really try to get that full arch all the way from underneath all the way to the tip of your toes, okay? And if you get a cramp, that might be a good thing. That's a good sign that you're working into a range that you're not used to working. Definitely a stretch on the top of the foot. Let's go two more. And last one. Beautiful. We're going to flex both feet and keep both feet flexed the whole time. Holding onto the back of your thigh, kick your heel up towards the ceiling, press your thigh into your hands and your hands into your thigh, and then flex your knee back down, but we're still in dorsiflexion, yes? Kick the heel up towards your ceiling, and then bring it back down. Now, if it's hard to hold onto your leg here, you can certainly grab a towel and use that towel, okay, to hold your leg up. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Press the heel and bend. Good. Activation of your quad, the top thigh muscle, to stretch the back hamstring muscle. We'll go for 2 more. And last one. Good. Nice job. Kick the leg up and stay there. Kick the leg up and stay there. We're going to point and flex up top here. If you can coordinate that with the bottom leg, go ahead and do that. Point and flex both feet. Very good. Finish with a flexed foot and roll that ankle. Roll the ankle. Make big circles at the ankle joint. Especially stretching that lateral edge, the outside edge of your ankle. So that would be sort of like a turning in and curling of the foot. Let's go 2 more. And then switch the direction. Ooh, if you get a little burn in your calves and your shins, that's a good sign. Last one. Beautiful. Bring that heel down, kick the leg out long. Shake out the legs a little bit. Take a notice between the right leg and the left leg. So the leg you just stretched versus the leg you did not just stretch. Do they feel different? Do they feel the same? Just taking a little body awareness moment. Increasing those brain maps of your limbs. Let's bring the other leg up towards the ceiling, grab your thigh. We're going to point and flex both feet here with the bent knee. Point and flex. So you have 1 foot on the floor, 1 foot in tabletop. Good. As you're working on dorsiflexion, so usually I cue toes to nose, but what if we cued heel reaches out long, which inherently brings the toes to the nose? Okay, so it's like thinking about the other side of that movement, the heel going long. Heel going long, yeah. Last one, hold the heel in dorsiflexion. We're gonna kick the heel towards the ceiling, push your thigh into your hand into your thigh, and then fold the leg back down. Kick the heel up and then fold. Good, reach, some strength there when you straighten out the leg. Kick. Got it, kick. Let's go 4 more. 3 more. Keep your both feet dorsiflex. 2. And last one, hold up towards the ceiling. We're going to point and flex the top foot. I think I'm out of frame, but here we are. Point and flex the top foot. If you're feeling coordinated, point and flex both feet at the same time. And I said last time, maybe instead of flexing, it's more about heel reaching and then the flexing inherently happens. 2 more. Good. Keep both feet flexed. Just the top leg, ankle circles. Try to get all the corners of the circle, every corner of the circle. Take your time to reach through those sticky spots. Let's switch the direction. Good. And bring the knee down and release the leg out long. Shake out the thighs. Shake out the thighs. Good. Bend your knees in so that you have your feet flat and your knees bent. Let's place the hands on your hips. We're going to rock the pubic bone forward and back. So drawing the tail out and up, and then releasing the tail down and sliding it in towards the floor and up towards your shoulder blades. So we're going to go tail goes down towards your heels and up towards your knees, and then releasing it back into that extension. I'm doing the motion with my hands so you can see it. If that imagery helps you, maybe do it with your hands as well. So the hands are showing the direction and the trajectory of your tail, your tailbone. If you had a tail, reaching out and up. So trying to lengthen through the low back.
And Steph, when is the back flush to the ground?
When the tail is reaching out and up.
Thanks.
And then the back will come off the ground when you pull the tail back in, almost like when you retract. So we go out and up, down and back, out and up, but think length. So not necessarily just tucking the tail, because that's going to pucker your pelvic floor a little bit. So I want you to think more length than tightness. Last two. And one. Good. We're going to take that into a little bit of flight where we lift into your bridge. So tails rocks, lifts up, pull the hips up towards the ceiling. Again, if you want your arms to support that imagery, go for it. And then roll yourself down and then release the tail back into extension. So you kind of retract it up. We rock the tail down long. It starts to pull your hips up. Good. Over your knees and then roll down and retracts. Okay. At the end of the day, you're doing a glute bridge, but I'm trying to give you some different imagery so it doesn't just rest in one place. We're thinking about length in the body as we lift the hips rather than just clenching and trying to tighten and contract muscles, right? If your muscles are already tight, we don't want to tighten them anymore. We want to lengthen them, right? And it takes a certain kind of imagery to help that happen. Rolling up. Let's go one more time here. We're going to finish with your hips towards the ceiling or towards your knees, lengthening through. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling if they aren't already. Keeping your hips high, reach your arms up past your ears so that your knuckles come on the floor behind you or towards the floor. Reach your fingertips towards that end of your mat as you roll yourself down towards the floor. Snow angel or slide the arms down to your side and we reset. Scoop, float the hips up. The arms come up as well. Bring your arms up overhead, stretch them to the other end of the mat. Roll your spine down in opposition of where your arms are reaching to feel length. Slide the arms down by your side. Let's do that 2 more times. Roll, reach, lift. Arms come up. Arms come up overhead, towards the floor. If not on the floor, slide the arms down around to your side and then, keep the arms up, articulate down. I missed a piece. And then release. The arms now come down by your side. Sweep, float. Arms come up, articulate down, and release the arms down by your side. Nice work. We're going to go ahead and slide your left leg out long and dorsiflex your foot. I know I'm out of frame. Right leg comes up towards the ceiling. Ooh, if you need a little assistance, grab it. Otherwise, just hold it. We're going to tick-tock it over to the left for a big spine twist. Now, if you can, try to keep your right shoulder down to the mat or at least reaching. Using your abs, a nice hot breath, pull that leg back up towards the ceiling, bend it and tuck it back in towards the other leg. Left leg bends in, kick vertical, grab behind if you need that little extra bit. We go leg up and over to the right, twisting the body. Try to get your left shoulder to stay low. Abs in, big exhale, pull the leg back up towards the ceiling, bend it and slide it out towards the other leg. All right, let's go 4 more times. Okay, 2 each. We'll alternate the sides. Right leg comes up, get the stretch, pull across the body, keeping that right shoulder downish, lift up, bend the knee and slide out. Other side. Lift up and over. Oh, and thread. 1 more time each. It's okay if you're on a different rhythm than me. Just work the pace that works for you. Last one. Whoa. Beautiful. And release. All right, first eye exercise. We're going to take your thumbs up, out to the side, kind of at a 45-degree angle, but like shoulder level. Starting with your face looking towards the ceiling, you're going to take your eyes over to the left thumb and then the right thumb. And I want you to be able to flick your eyes from right to left thumb without having to move your head. Okay, so just the eyeballs moving left and right. We know these, the eyeball flicks are, most people call them saccades, scientists, they call them saccades, saccades. We're going to go right, left, about 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Roll over onto your side in a fetal position. Almost get cozy like you want to take a nap, and we're just going to rock your hips. Good. So as best as you can. Now, I didn't give you a lot of direction at the beginning because I just wanted you to soothe. Now let's rock the hips without moving your upper half. So rotating the hips without rolling your upper half, and you can put your hand on your chest. How far forward can you get your hips to roll without your spine rolling forward? So it's almost like the hips go forward and the spine goes backwards. Sorry, shoulders go backwards. And then kind of opposite of that, the hips go back, but you almost try to reach forward with your chest. Forward, back. Yeah, nice. A little disassociation between the lower half and the upper half. Good. 2 more. Good. And rest. Nice job. This next one's a little weird. Stay with me. We're going to lift up our shirt and bring our hands to the base of like the pointy part of your rib is sort of here. You're going to place your fingers right on that point. Push the tissue down, directly down to the floor. Almost like rubbing your skin and pushing the tissue through. And we're going to add a rotation to it. So starting at the top again, and you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep resetting. Okay. So as you push, I want you to roll over and push the tissue simultaneously. I know it's a little bit of coordination, and then reset yourself. Find that the beginning spot on your right on the inside of your ribs. Now keep going. You can push directly down. You can start to trace up your ribs because they kind of come up at an angle like this. So you can kind of trace along right underneath the ridge. You may find that a different angle gives you a little different stretch of your organs, because that's what we're doing right here. We're kind of, it's weird, right? We're touching our organs really here. We're stretching your large intestines right now. Oh, as you rotate. Good. One more time. Nice job. And then release. Let's have you roll back onto your back. We're going to take our eye gaze to the ceiling. You can have your hands wherever you want them. Eye gaze to the ceiling. We're going to do the vestibular ocular reflex, the VOR, where you take your eye gaze and you hold your eye gaze, but you move your head right and left. Okay. So eye gaze to the ceiling, find something on the ceiling that you can focus on. Maybe there's a ridge or something. And then rotating to the side and to the side. The floor really keeps you honest because it tells you exactly how you're rotating in your head. Are you flopping your head from right to left, or are you truly rotating it on an axis? Okay, which means you may have to sort of slide your head, like lifting up your head a little bit to make the rotation happen. Does that make sense? Do what you need to do to stay on the axis. It's definitely going to work your neck muscles. That's the point. Two more. Last one. Good. You're going to roll into your fetal position on the other side. If you want to watch what I'm doing, maybe you just flip your legs around. Roll into the fetal position on the side that you did not just do, right? And we're going to rock. Don't think about it too hard. Just rock, soothe. And then start to disassociate from the upper half and the lower half, where the hip rolls forward and almost the chest rotates backwards to counter. And then the hip goes back, the chest comes forward. Forward, rotate back, hip back, rotate forward. I love when I get special requests because this is definitely not the class that I planned for today, but I love this version. So we're going to go with it. We're feeling good. Okay. It's all good stuff. I'm happy to do anything. Good. All righty. We're going to lift up our shirt a little bit. Find the bottom of your rib cage. You may find that one side is harder to feel than the other. Like if your ribs are a little bit more buried or the skin just feels a little bit more taut, that's a good sign that you need to work that area. So we're going to start by just pushing the tissues south or across the abdomen. And then when you feel ready, add that rotation. I know that's a little bit of multitasking. So if you have to choose one, I'd rather you just do the stomach rubbing. And if you want to just experiment and explore with this, right? Because this is all about learning about your body and what it feels like. You can try doing one of those rotations without touching your intestines and see how if that feels different. And at least for me, I feel an interesting quality of stretch through my spine when I'm tugging on these tissues in front. It's like something different. It's hard to like put a name on it, and that's probably because it's my organs and it sounds weird and feels weird to stretch organs, but that's what we're doing. Good. One more time. Take an exhale when you rotate back. Beautiful. And then release. We're going to roll on our backs again. This time, separate your feet a bit more and bring your arms out in a Y or a T. Good. Take your hands and cup your hands a little bit as if you had, I think this analogy is so weird, but stay with me. If you were like a sorcerer and you had like a little ball of fire in your hands that you were about to, I don't know, cast off or whatever. So you have this little cupping of your hands, you have some tension in your hands. Take your left arm up towards the ceiling and lock your eyes on that hand. So if you want to lock your eyes on the thumb or like the little crescent in the nail bed, we're going to lift our head up a little bit. As you reach up and over with that arm, reach it past your right arm. So this is our left hand. Reach it past your right arm. Eyes are still on it. We're going to come up and reach it all the way out into that Y, still following with your hands. This is the smooth pursuit. Same thing, left hand. We follow it with our eyes. We lift it up and over. Once you come up towards the ceiling, lift your head up a little bit so you get some core, and then up and over, rotate it, stretch it past the right hand. Good. The head is lifted off the ground a little bit until maybe you get past through the center, then you can relax your head and then out to the left. We'll do that 3 more times. Eye gaze follows the hand towards the ceiling. As you come vertical with your arms, lift your head off the ground, rotate up and over to the right, stretch past your right hand. Is that making more sense? And then roll back and release. 2 more. Up, lift the head, reach over the top. Good. And for anyone with bandwidth to dorsiflex your feet during this whole thing, grab it here. So make sure you're dorsiflexed, active feet always. We go up towards the ceiling. Feet are flexed, head lifts up and over, stretch past the right hand. Very good. And release all the way back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Sorcerer hands. We ready? Arms out in a T, dorsiflex the feet if you're on that. Right arm comes up towards the ceiling. Head lifts off the ground to get a little core connection. We reach up and across, reach past your left hand It's going to give you that little extra rotation in your trunk. Again, dorsiflex your feet if you have that bandwidth. Bring it back. Eyes follow. Hand comes down to the ground. Keep following. We go up and over. Lift the head. Reach across. Make sure you nod that chin in to get a little bit of that core activation in the front to help you roll. Up, core, over the top. Good. Try it without using your feet, and then try it with the dorsiflexion. See how it changes, if at all. What is the quality of that movement? Different with the relaxed feet versus the active feet. Let's go one more time. Good, and release. Nice job. Bend your knees in towards your chest, and we're gonna roll from right to left. Some people like lifting their head up for this one, so you can choose whether or not you want your head up or your head down. Good. Some of you may need to separate your knees a bit more to help you get some momentum over to the other side. Some of you may be able to keep closure in the knees. Let's go two more. And we're going to roll all the way onto your side. See if you can push through your hands here to come up into quadruped, hands and knees. And then crawl back to the center of your mat if you moved. How we doing? Thumbs up? Scuba signal? We're doing okay? Okay. All right. Let's go toes together, knees wide. Toes together, knees wide. Like really wide. Like you're going to do the splits. And then we'll come down onto your elbows. We'll sit the hips back and then pull yourself over your elbows. Froggy stretch. Froggy stretch, yep. Nice. Let's play with the angles of your hip, your femur bones, your thigh bones. Let's play with the angles here. So we had really wide knees, but narrow feet. What if we went parallel knees and feet? So like underneath your hips, like average, okay? So the knees are underneath your feet and your knees are underneath your hips and your feet are parallel. If it feels more comfortable to come up onto your hands for this one, I understand that. You can play with either of those options, see what your body likes. Okay, if you have a hip replacement, I don't recommend this one, so stay here. But if you're feeling like you want to try it, we're going to bring the knees into internal rotation. So knees narrow, feet wide. Oh, see how far you can sit back and then come forward. Okay, it's probably going to be a little bit tighter. Yeah. Tight, 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 tight. 3 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. How we doing? Good? Okay, let's go parallel the feet again. Bring your hands out just a little bit further than your shoulders. Thread the needle stretch. We'll take one arm underneath, drop into that stretch. You may or may not come down to the ground. Try to get your shoulder onto the floor as opposed to just your head. I don't want your head there. So try your best to be on your shoulder or your elbow. And your head might rest. We'll come up, switch to the other side. Exhale so that you get a tighter twist in your spine when you rotate. And up. Let's do that one more time each side. Or if you need to spend a little extra on one side, go for it. Switch when you're ready. And then from here, we're gonna lay down on our stomach and have your hands either out in front of you, kind of like this to help you keep your chest, or down by your side. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you to be here and watch me, maybe come out of this, watch me, and then come back into it. Whichever position feels better for you, I want you to lift your chest just a little bit. We're gonna bend your heel, bend your knee, one heel towards your bum. And you're gonna let that leg twist out to the side. Let it go straight. Slide it back to the center. Pull it across the other foot. Out to the side. Out. Slide center and across. So you're getting, ideally, hopefully, some movement in your thigh bone as it connects into your pelvis. So this is called your hip joint, where we're rolling, we're stirring the thigh bone in its socket. Okay. Switch the direction if you haven't already. And just like we did those ankle circles, I want you to try to get into the nooks and crannies of that movement. So if there's a sticky spot, go a little bit further. Yeah. Good. Last one. It's kind of a massage for your quad, huh? Like being on the floor. That was unintentional, but here we are. Good. Let's switch to the other leg. If you need a break off of your back, do a quick child's pose or some sort of restorative posture, and then come right back to it. We're going to get going, but you do you. Okay, here we go. Stir. Stir. That's it. Stir. Switch the direction. Good. Nice. All right, so from here, press yourself up into a quadruped. We're going to come into that runner's lunge. So if you want to use a chair, right, to give you a little bit more space. So either up on a chair here or having your hands down, we're going to bring one foot to the pinky side of your hand. Okay. Once you get there, figure out how you want to feel the stretch in your legs. So if you want to slide the back knee back a little bit so that you get more hip flexor and high hamstring, you can separate those knees a little bit. Whatever position you choose, we're going to do some of those ankle stretches again. So we're going to rock on the lateral aspect of your foot. You see, it's almost like I'm twisting my ankle, but I'm not, right? And then making it flat again, squeeze the knee in towards your arm. So we go out to the side, stretch the lateral edge of your ankle and probably your hip, and then bring it back in, squeeze. There's the inner thigh work too. Out and squeeze. If your wrists are bothering you, you can go into knuckles. Good. We'll go 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Slide that foot back. Do what you need to do. We'll reset and then do the other leg. Carrie, we must have been on the same page today because I'm feeling a little tight too. Especially this leg. So we'll come out to the side, roll your ankle a little bit so you get that accommodation, and then bring it back in. Ankle mobility is a big bang for your buck. The more mobility you can get in your feet and ankles, the more you're going to have this this ability to recuperate when you come off balance. So your feet are going to be able to go and just organize underneath you a bit better. Last 2. Good, good. One more time. Nice job. Let's bring that knee in a little bit so we can just bring ourselves up to a half kneel position. Yeah. So this like call it like proposal stance. Here. All right, so I'm gonna go on my left leg, so I'm matching the people that I can see. If you want to match me, just for ease of follow the leader, let's go left leg forward. Okay, so let's have your foot actually come a little bit more lateral, so out to the side. The more you can get it, the better. So if you can actually line your heel up with your opposite knee and still keep your hips and torso relatively square, even better, okay? Slide into that leg, and I want you to try to see how far can you get that knee over your ankle and your toes and still keep your heel down. And then push off and come back, okay? Of course, it's gonna stretch your inner thigh here too, okay? So you have a few factors coming against this mobility pattern, your inner thigh flexibility and then your ankle mobility. Okay, if we want to make this a little bit more dynamic, we can side bend, bring your hand down and stretch over. So you have a long line from your right pinky and your right knee. And then we'll cartwheel and bring ourselves back up to your hoedown stance. Here we go. Lean, reaching, open up those ribs, and then push off. Look at that. We got weight shifting and an ankle accommodation. The side bending where we change our perspective to the horizon, there's some vestibular work. And then bring yourself back up. So just because we're not working on single leg balance doesn't mean we're not working on balance, right? I just want to bring up those concepts so that we can weave those into the movement practice and highlight the fact that pretty much by working on anything in your body, you're going to improve everything. Okay, there's no such thing really as like a targeted exercise because it's all connected. Last one. Reach. Let me rephrase that as we switch sides. There's no such thing as a targeted exercise when you cue it and execute it in a way that's integrating everything. Okay, which is what we want. We want our whole body working together. Start with just the lean out and then in. Working on that awareness of your inner thighs, your ankle mobility, trying to keep your heel down. Sometimes even just touching the top of your foot and pushing the heel down with your thumb can help facilitate some of that. Because again, that proprioception, the brain map. Oh yeah, I want to stretch in that direction. Okay, if you're feeling good, we'll add the side bending. So this vestibular component, reach up, expose, stretch the shoulders, and then bring it back through. You got it. Reach. And return. And reach. And return. 2 more. Good. Turn your world sideways. Get that vestibular work. Good. And then return. All right. We're going to lift ourselves up onto our feet. Make sure that you're using your back foot. So toe down. If you need to hold on to something, do so. We're going to lift, but don't step together. Lift. Don't step together. Lower down. You may not come all the way down to the mat, and that's okay. Lift back up. Using your back toes. Work your foot. Lower down. It may not be all the way. Lift. And lower. We're going to go 3 more. Lift. And lower. 2 more. Lift. Last one. Doesn't matter how low you go. Good. Step together. Other leg goes back. You decide how low you go. I do want your feet facing forward. So make sure that that back leg isn't turned out. Make sure that you're working over that big toe, if it's okay. If you have arthritis or bunions, it may be a different story, but ideally here, okay? Here we go, drop down and lift. Use your back leg. Good. Now, what if we found those balls of sorcery again in our arms? So we have active hands and active feet. Yes, creating those domes in your palms. Beautiful. Thinking about up. 2 more. Yep, last one. Step together. Nice work. Walk around the room, see how you feel. Walk around the room, see how you feel. Do a little body scan. How does your gait feel? How do your feet feel? How do your ribs feel? How does your breath feel? Checking in. All right, we're gonna work on some standing balance work. We're gonna do one set of brain speed. So I'm gonna shout out right or left, and you are going, or up. Right, left, and up. If I say right, the foot taps out to the side, or you can hop. So either tap or a full hop, okay? If I say left, tap the foot or hop. And if I say up, it's either hop up or just arms up. If you do arms up and you don't want to hop, but you still want to get that ankle work, let's go heel raise, okay? Question? Okay, so we got left, we got left, right, and up, okay? And we're gonna see how fast we can go. So some reaction. Here we go. We're going up, right, right, up, left, right, left, right, up, left, up, right, right, up, right, left, up, left, left, right, up, up, left, right. Nice job. Walk around the room. Pick your eye gaze target. We're going to do vestibular, VOR. Pick an eye gaze target that is eye level. So you're either seated or standing, but picking something that's in front of you about eye level. If you want to use your hand underneath your chin, that's helpful. So let's actually pick something that's not in our hand. Okay, so we're going to do the head turns without the eye turns. So picking something, and we're going to go turn the head, turn the head. And I'd like somewhere between 8 and 10 passes. So if you want to count for yourself. Very good. Nice job. Okay, we're going to go back to the right left commands. So stand on up, or you can do this seated too. You just move your legs out to the side. Okay, so right, left, and up. Are we ready? Okay, left, right, up, up, left, right, right, up, right, left, up, left, left, up, right, up, left, right, left, right, up, left, left, up. Nice job. Walk around or march in place. If you're seated in a chair, you can do the cross knee touch. Right? Cross knee touch in the chair. So it's a gait pattern still. All right. We're going to do your vestibular again. Pick your eye gaze. So for those of you that are new to this, the head turns are to calibrate your eyes. So what you're getting in your vision center with what you're getting, your brain is sensing as level. Okay, so we're calibrating those two systems. Back to it. Eye gaze. You're going to go up on the diagonal. Pick a side that you're going to work. So you're going to work up on the diagonal and then down on the opposite diagonal. So the eyeballs are going to like corner of your eyes, up and down. You're going to do one diagonal 8 times-ish, and then walk around the room 1 time and then do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to kind of unleash you because I know everyone goes at different paces. So 8 cycles on one diagonal, walk around the room, or do a few marches to kind of flush your nervous system and then do the other side. Once you do 8, walk around the room or do some marching in your chair. Yeah, or do even just a couple sit to stand. Something, again, something that's kind of like brainless, like flushing the system. We just want to do something sort of mundane that our brain doesn't have to think about, and then we'll come back and do something brainy. Okay, same thing, but on the opposite diagonal. So remember what we did last time, and then do the opposite. About 8 cycles. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure that you have space to move your neck. Good. And then when you're done, walk around the room or march in place. You can also wash your face, rub your eyes if you're feeling a little strain. Okay, we're gonna do one last set of your brain speed. Right, left, or center. If you're feeling pretty good, challenge yourself with a little bit more of the hop. Okay. All right, we ready? Center. Right. Right. Center. Left. Right. Left. Left. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Right. Center. Right. Left. Center. Left. Left. Right. Center. Center. Left. Right. Nice job. Walk around the room. Wash your face. See how you feel. All right. From here, I encourage you to do this one standing if you can. You can also do it seated. It's just more effective if you do it standing. All right, we're going to do those calf raises that we've been working on. Usually do them at the beginning of class, but we're here at the end. I suggest holding on to something for a little bit of balance. Parallel your feet. Roll up onto the balls of the foot, keeping all 10 toes flat on the ground, and then lower down nice and slow. The heels will just gently kiss the ground and then come up into your heel raise here. Now make sure that you're not sickling out to the side. So again, keep all 10 toes, especially the big toe, on the floor. Good. As you get more confident in this, you're going to decrease the amount that you lean forward. So almost trying to push your hips forward and lean backwards with your shoulders, but still do the same exercise in your ankles. Good. Let's go 4 more. 3 more. 2. And last one. Good. Nice work. From here, cross the legs over. Notice that you need to be on the outside edges of your feet a bit more. we're gonna bend our knees in sort of a plie and then stand back up. Okay, so now that you see what my foot position is, now you can see me fully. So we're crossed over. We're gonna bend the knees. You're gonna be sort of on the edges of your feet and then stand back up, squeeze your thighs together. Good, bend and push. I'm holding on to something for balance. So if you need that, do that. 2 more. Last one. Good. Switch the cross. Bend and push. Good. You have to be sort of on the edges of your feet. Bend and push. Very good. Let's go 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Nice job. Walk around the room, see how you feel. This is the last time you get that assessment opportunity. How's your gait? How's your stride? Listen to your steps. How do the steps sound? Do they feel symmetrical? Do they sound symmetrical? Do you have arm swing? Do you have torso rotation? Do you feel relaxed in your shoulders? Do you feel rotation in your hips? Go ahead and bring yourself back to the center. Stand. Just stand. I want you to close your eyes. So if that feels a little scary to you, go ahead and stand next to a wall so you can hold on to something while you close your eyes. And just I'm going to take you through just a quick body scan from here. Notice your weight distribution in your feet. Do you have more weight in your right foot or your left foot? Breaking that down a little bit more, what about the quadrants? There's like the front right, left quadrants and the back left quadrants, right and left quadrants. Do you feel more weight in one of the quadrants or do you feel pretty centered? About your knees, do you feel like you can bend them or do they feel locked straight? And your pelvis, around your pelvis, tension, no tension. Taking an inhale and feeling the expansion of your ribs. So especially if you're wearing a bra, you can feel that expansion against the elastic band of your bra. Or if you want to place your hands on your ribs, you can feel that as well. And your shoulders, how are your shoulders sitting on top of your ribs? Forward, backwards, is one forward of the other. And your neck, turning your head right and left. How's that range of motion? Tension. And then the lift through your neck as well, creating a nice tall spine from the base of your tail to the crown of your head, thinking lift. Take a deep breath in and exhale. One more breath in and exhale. Excellent work. Nice job. I hope you felt a positive change in your body. I'm going to turn off the recording. If you have anything you want to share with the group, I welcome that.